Hello and welcome to the sixth and final game of this, the 2019 Student Four Nations Tournament. Now, whilst the rest of the UK seems to be obsessing with Stormzy's headline performance at Glastonbury last night, our attention today is going to be on a stage of a different kind, as England have one more game between them and the Four Nations crown they've held since 2014. After their dominant performances against Ireland and Wales, coach Richard Tate will be ensuring his players don't get too big for their boots. Now, hoping to shut up those England fans who see this title as a foregone conclusion is a rejuvenated Scotland. And even if England enjoy another quick start, Scotland's captain Matt Hogg will be ensuring his team don't get blinded by their grace, with them keen to show they have power of their own. Scotland have dangerous threats of their own, and with 10 of this team featuring in last year's squad, many of these will be familiar to England, and they'll surely be asking England's defence, "Where do you know me from?" in the tackle. Now, one thing is certain, is we are about to witness a fantastic finale to this Four Nations tournament, with a game of rugby league like the one we've just seen this morning, which will surely be won by a moment of pure Vossi Bop magic. We are about 2 minutes away now from the teams coming out for the anthems, and surely it's just Scotland standing between England and yet another clean sweep in a tournament that they've not lost a game in since 2012. In fact, they've never lost to Scotland, so you'd think it's a tough ask for the hosts.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, looks like the teams are nearly ready to come out onto the pitch for the last game in this year's University Four Nations Championship here at Peffermill Playfield in Edinburgh. So let's have a round of applause as the teams come out on here onto the field. Let's hear it for England. And let's hear it for Scotland.
Here the teams come out, taking to Peffermill for the final time of this, the 2019 Four Nations Tournament. England in the white, the host Scotland decked out in the characteristic blue. The sun's not yet made an appearance, neither has the train on the train track, but neither team will be worried about that at the moment. The anthems have been a little bit hit and miss so far this tournament, but England usually give a rousing reception.
God save our gracious Queen,
second final time by Barry. Barry, it seems like the title's a bit of a foregone conclusion, isn't it?
I think for many people's opinion, to lose by less than 28 points. But as I said the other day, victory over fellow Celtic nations is one thing, and Scotland, will take a lot of heart over beating Wales during the week. But a victory over the old enemy means a hell of a lot more, and I think the Scottish boys will be up for this. They'll be up for causing an upset, and as I said, they need to win by, I think it's 28 or 29 points to turn things around and take the title. But ultimately, all still to play for.
Scotland have never beaten England in this competition, and they'll be out to discount that today. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, history means very little. Ultimately, as far as anyone's concerned, this is 0-0. It's the first meeting between these two sides, and as I say, we'll see how they go. Both teams will be looking to feel each other out and win the arm wrestle in the opening 20.
England with Gabba to begin with. Kick comes from Bilby. Scotland bringing it up through Connor Terrell. Charlie Emsley.
Yeah, he's had a big competition as Charlie. I've been very impressed with him. He's one of the Scotland under-19s that stepped up to this competition as well, and he'll be looking to carry his form certainly from this competition to the under-19s game on the 13th of July.
Hogg with the kick. A couple of early collisions between Craig Robertson and Alex Bilby looks to be a little bit of a match-up today. Craig looks like he's relishing the...
Yeah, I think for Robbo, it's the last game of his student career, so he'll be looking to go out on a high. He's just looking to dominate the England standoff. I think he's just let him know that he's here, shall we say. Penalty here for England after a little bit of niggle there from Connor Tyrrell.
Scotland surely will need a performance of a lifetime to upset the English here.
Yeah, I suppose that's probably going to be the case. But they'll be carrying some good form from Wednesday into this game, and they'll be. I think the Scottish lads will be well up for it. I mean, that's quite a positive sign for them. I mean, Josh Bulger's going off there for England, and we've seen how dangerous he's been all competition. I mean, obviously we hope that it's not too serious for Josh. But as I say, Scotland will seeing him going off will be.
It'll be a big boost.
Yeah, huge boost. With Scotland with a penalty now there, it's Danny Gover's just lost a little bit of concentration going into the tackle and knocked the ball on, and the England player beside him was just recovered the ball in offside position.
finds it.
Yeah, good touch there from Matt.
Great opportunity for Scotland now. 30 out. Strong work in the tackle by Scotland.
Yeah, Josh Hannon. Honan, should I say? Sorry, my mispronunciation. Like you say, a good carry.
3 or so away from the line now. On in again.
Yes, I think Scotland will be looking to hit the ball out back here.
Which they do through Hogg now. Hutton coming on.
Luke Walters trying to go in.
And it looks like Scotland have got the first try of the afternoon.
Yes, I think you can hear the partisan crowd there. I think it was... I think that was Scotland number 13, Jordan Duncan, who went over there from close range.
That'll buoy this Scotland team.
Oh yeah, and I think as well it'll certainly remind the England team that they can't afford to be complacent. You know, like we said, they effectively only need to not lose today's game by more than 28 points, but they can't afford to switch off.
Start, boys.
Still a long way to go in this game. We saw in the first game how crucial these conversions could be.
Yes.
With a chance to have the extra 2. Jesus.
One boy.
First try of the afternoon there for number 13 for Scotland, Jordan Duncan. Successful kick, number 7 Matthew Hogg, and
Kick off from England.
Go Hamsley.
Judged to have gone forwards. A little bit of tension in the game already. Just showing again how much it means to both sets of players.
Yeah, it's a bit of a gift there for England. Scottish mistake so early in this, after scoring a try. Just Johnny Hutton's pass being adjudged to have gone forward.
Taken up there by Carter. Chance for England now. Kieran Smith from Hull University. Carter looks to get on the outside. Just short. Great defence from Scotland here. Comes again. Lost hands. England think they've gone over in the corner.
No,
But,
touch judge's flags up there. It's a little bit of a forced pass from England, and Scotland have managed to hold them out. Good defensive set. Again, we should just remind any viewers who've just tuned in that the clock that you'll see on your screen is just a guideline. It's not an official timing.
mindset needed from Scotland now?
I think they've just got to keep it simple, really.
Through the set.
Yeah, they'll be the happier of the two teams after the opening 5 minutes, or roughly 5 minutes. And I think they've just got to keep it simple now, clear the lines, and
strong carry.
yeah, I think he picked out Alex Bealby there. That's potentially a shoulder charge there from Bealby.
There's a pause in play.
Yeah, I think that Scotland captain Matt Hogg there just suggesting to the referee that it was in fact a shoulder charge. I think Bealby's been targeted a couple of times by the Scottish lads, and maybe they've picked him out as one to target throughout the game.
Connor Terrell gets back up. A little bit of a discussion about that tackle. The crowd, well, the Scotland contingent in the crowd not best pleased about it, but third tackle.
I think, to be honest, they're quite right. It's then they've got a high shot there.
Again, Scotland look really up for this now.
Yeah, Andrew Joy just with a high shot there. It gives Scotland some good field position.
Taken out by Jordan Duncan. Scotland buoyant. Nolan. Walters plays it left to Terrell.
I think we might see Walters going himself here. You know, we've seen him a few times. He loves this.
Scotland come left with Hogg now. Johnny Hutton goes by himself, and Lexter have scored.
Oh, hold on. The referee hasn't awarded it yet. I think the referee was about to award it, but I think he's just going to have a discussion with his touch judge.
What's the potential issue?
I'm assuming he's going to potential double movement. No, he's awarded the try.
Try awarded. Fantastic start for Scotland.
Yeah, Johnny Hutton there of Furness College down in Cumbria. I think the lads there benefit from some coaching input from Barrow Raiders. And they say again, getting a lot of valuable experience in the college's competition. But I think that just shows how up for it the Scottish lads are, and how much they're supporting each other.
Hogg looking to make the advantage 12. Fantastic kick from Hogg. A great start from Scotland continues 12-0. 10 minutes gone.
Conversion there from number 7, Matthew Hogg. Score is Scotland 12, England 0.
This is a real test for England now. First time they've been behind, I think, in the competition.
Yeah, I think so.
Carter kicks us off. Safely gathered in by Scotland. Great run initially. Head left again to McNee. Emsley.
Yeah, again targeting Bealby, I think. Penalty to Scotland.
Scotland looked to have got into the England nets to begin with.
Yeah, that was possibly a tactic they've decided to employ. They're getting a lot of joy down their own left edge here, and like I say, I think they may be targeting England's number 16, Alex Bealby. I know that Matt Hogg probably knows him quite well from the clashes in the northeast between the two universities.
Walters goes right now through Williams. Walters up the back to Hogg. Plays it to Emsley.
I think that's probably a slightly controversial decision there. There certainly wasn't a knock-on from Scotland. The England defender who got himself stuck in the back of the ruck there, decided to drag the ball with his foot as he's come out. So, if anything, it was a penalty to Scotland. Like we say, sometimes you get the rub of the green, sometimes you don't.
Referee just asking for a bit of assistance from his touch judge. Scotland look right up for this still.
Yeah, I think from sort of England's perspective, though, that we're only 10, 12 minutes into the game. They're just going to have to get back to basics, and so they probably realise they're now in for a real battle.
Yes, Donkey!
Bealby.
Yes, Robo! Go on, Johnny!
Johnny Hutton now for Scotland. And again, Scotland with Walters. Pops it left.
Go on, Charlie!
Charlie Emsley. Connor Terrell. Great drive by Connor. Hogg. Chip goes through. Errol Carter underneath for England. Perhaps he saw Robbo coming through.
That's back to one for Scotland. They'll be looking to get a quick play of the ball here.
Look to go low.
Yeah, you don't really want your props trying to do that. I think he's held up there. His third tackle, they just need to get refocused here and
Make the most of this opportunity for Scotland. Up to go right. They're coming back left now with Hogg. Johnny Hutton. Footwork. Craig Robertson. Goes over for Scotland. Third try of the afternoon for Scotland. Craig Robertson. Over in the left-hand edge. Fantastic work for Scotland.
Try there for local player for the Edinburgh Eagles, number 4, Craig Robertson.
Yeah, Robbo's had his second try of the competition there. He's used all his size and strength and weight to just force his way over the line.
He's going to take some stopping from a yard or two out from a defensive point of view.
Yeah, he's got a big fend on him. See a bit of experience behind him as well. He's probably the old man of the squad. But he'll be using that experience, full experience, to bring on the other lads and tell people to keep a little bit calm, even if he loses his head himself occasionally. Again, great kick from Matt Hogue.
Fantastic kick from Hogg.
Yeah, I said this the other day. Matt's an exceptional kicker. Probably the best kicker in the competition, I would say. And hopefully these, obviously all the extras are potentially important at the end of the day.
Obviously, he shares a name with a more famous Scottish fullback. However, maybe it's one of a different era, and Chris Patterson, who's kicking, he more emulates.
Go on, Jay.
A real test for England now. Can they just get themselves back into this game? Taken up by Terrell. Emsley. Great drive.
Yes, I think Scotland are getting a lot of joy down this left edge. You see down this left channel.
Hogg. Carter collects and is brought down by Scotland. Josh Bulger, almost for the foot. Fingers pointed. Scotland 18, England 10.
Hopefully you'll be able to hear this in response to GC. We're just having a few technical problems at the moment. Hopefully we shall have it sorted within the next couple of minutes.
Hogg kicks along, taken in by Carter.
A strong dominant tackle there from Jake Seymour.
Bealby passes right. Tackle comes from Hogan McNee. Bealby plays left to Eckley. Bealby with the kick. Hit comes in from Charlie Jollins.
Bealby seems to be struggling there, limping now, and as Scotland have already targeted him a number of times, I think they'll probably be coming back down this channel again.
Penalty for Scotland.
Yeah, good strong carry there from Finn Davis-Clark. England caught offside.
Hogg goes for touch. Finds it. Scotland work their way back up the field.
And that's one ball lost over the top of the stand.
The Seagulls up on top of the pavilion here are going to be having a great time. a number of balls up there over the last day or so. Walters goes right.
All right, Niall Hogg strapped up there. He's in the walls a bit the other day. We saw that he had a dislocated finger, and he's now got strapping to his nose that he finished the game with on Wednesday.
Comes left with Hall.
I think Scotland here will be looking to attack. Knock on there, I think, from Jolland. Chris Jolland says another one of the Scottish players who had an outstanding tournament, in my opinion.
I hope you guys have all managed to find us on the news stream. We had a few technical issues, so hopefully you found us over here. The score here is Scotland 18, England 10. I'm not sure what you've missed, but all tries will be available in the highlights roundup. You can see the day 2 highlights through this account.
Yeah, I don't think, looking at the numbers, I don't think everybody's joined us yet.
Strong carry by England.
Millham clubmates there, Connor Tyrrell and Charlie Emsley in that tackle.
England now. Go left with Smith. Hands from England. Kick attempts to be put through by Jacob Jones. Judge gone forward, scrum to Scotland. Again, hope you guys have managed to find us here.
It looks like my old fella has anyway.
Scotland come left. Charlie Emsley takes them up. Niall Hall taking it up strong. Scotland come right with Hogg. Kick goes up. Errol pass underneath. Collects.
Yeah, it's just no pressure on him there, I think, unfortunately.
Josh Bulger.
Yeah, he's well covered there by Alex Williams.
England take it up strong through Conor McCallum of Manchester.
Yeah, big carry there from Conor.
Johnny Hutton goes across, tries to win it. England set up quickly.
Yeah, referees are judging that the Scottish players touched the ball in the air there, so it's a scrum to England.
Kilby now. Goes right, Border on the overlap. Looks to have a clear run in on this right-hand try line, and he does. Third try of the afternoon for England. Definitely some argy-bargy now. Look like Luke Walters.
And Lee Registe. I'm not even sure what that started over, because neither of them was involved in the try.
I'm not sure if something was said or what's happened, but
There's a couple of times now that Registe has got himself involved in things. He just needs to calm himself down a little bit, I think.
Well, the referee sorts that out. Just a reminder there, the try scorer for England, number
Quickly sorted out by
21,
the referee.
Joshua Bulger. And scored by Scotland 18, England 14.
He's calling Lee Registe over.
Along with Luke Walker. I think it's just, it's the passion from the players. He just overspills sometimes. I'm sure the referee will just tell him to calm things down a little bit and, not to spoil the game.
Get them to make up. No cards. Now it's just Kieran Smith looking to add the extra two. Kieran Smith. Looking to add the extra two. Looks like he does. Leaves the score Scotland 18, England 16. The early flurry for Scotland almost wiped out now. Still remain 2 points ahead. Skies have just darkened here slightly.
And score now Scotland 18, England 16.
Reflecting Scotland's mood, perhaps.
Yeah, I think they were obviously shooting into an 18-point lead was fantastic, but I think England have just played their way back into the game, and certainly probably the last 10-15 minutes has been all England.
Brought up by Robert Branton there. Strong carry. Some real intensity coming from England now. Philby stoops and collect. Through to Alex Eckley.
Again, Robertson and Registe.
Johnny Hutton brings it infield. One's into an England wall. They take it right. McNee spills it in the tackle, collected by Munt. Caught down by Scotland. Robertson and Munt again.
Perhaps a lack of focus there from Chris Jollins, who was more content to goal the England man playing the ball than focus on defending. Scotland can't afford to let themselves get dragged into this scrappiness and silliness at the moment.
About 7 from the try line now. England looking to finish this first half on a high.
It's alright, playing crazy, we didn't think you were angry.
Jump comes right with Smith. Fieldy and his border being quiet, or relatively quiet from his behalf, and he pops up with a 4th try for England.
Yeah, that was a great ball at the tackle there from Alex Eckley to Josh Bulger. I say he's probably been one of the stars of the competition for me. All 4 teams' fullbacks have been really good, but Josh Bulger's probably stood out across the 3 games. I say he's been very elusive.
Puts England 2 points ahead. We hope you can still see what's going on at home.
Referee calls out Scotland's number 4, Craig Robertson, and England's number 2, Lee Ridge-East. I think it's fair to say they're probably never going to like each other. They're probably not going to be friends.
Kieran Smith looks to extend England's advantage. Again, just a reminder that the clock you see on screen is just a guide.
Smith again accurate with the boot, and that brings us to half time.
England going to half time 22-18. Does that leave England as the happier of the 2 sides?
I think both teams will probably be frustrated. Both sets of coaches will be frustrated. Scotland shot into the 18-0 lead and had England rattled. But Scotland will just allow England to play their way back into the game and take the lead just before half-time there. I think they just need to... Second half, we'll see an interesting start to the game, and hopefully we'll see Scotland get their way back into it.
So England 22, Scotland 18. Join us in 10 minutes or so. Welcome back for the second half, the final half of this year's tournament. England 22-18 up after Scotland's blistering start to this game. England finished the half on top and will be looking to round it off and try and complete the Grand Slam in this year's tournament. Meanwhile, Scotland look very up for it. There's been a little bit of argy-bargy off the ball in that first half, but hopefully we'll enjoy a fantastic start to, or a fantastic end to this game.
Yeah, I think the referee will certainly be keeping an eye on the confrontation, shall we say, between Lee Registe and Craig Robertson. I think he'll be watching that, and I think both teams know they've got the player on the opposition a little bit rattled now, so they'll be looking to probably target them.
As we see, Hall take it up. Play right through Hogg.
Scotland winger's offside there. He needs to stay out, listen.
Gathered by Bulger. Penalty to England.
Yeah, the Scotland winger, as I say, just got himself into an offside position at the kick, and whether he didn't hear or didn't listen we don't know, but he was within 10 metres, so unfortunately it's a penalty to England.
Kieran Smith kicks to touch. It's a fine line for Scotland from being enthusiastic and motivated and being just slightly overeager and giving silly penalties like that one away.
Yeah, they've just not got to let the occasion get to them. Get back to what they were doing right in the first half. They were attacking that left channel. They were having a lot of success attacking down there. I think they were targeting Alex Bealby down that left channel. And I just think they need to get back to doing that, especially now as well. You've got it's the same side that Registe is on, and I say if he's rattled already, they'll probably look to keep winding him up.
Jug now. Scoops, goes right. Bulger. Plays to Branton.
That's a solid defensive set from Scotland. They held on, now just need to work their way back downfield. Just keep the ball, keep it simple. The rain that we're seeing now as well probably be a bit of a leveller.
England strong in the tackle. Scotland go left. Looking for McNee, but just misses the hand.
Yeah, he was. He was on the outside of his winger there, but so unfortunately the ball just didn't go to hand. It's probably put Scotland under a little bit of pressure now.
A chance for England just to extend their lead, make it increasingly difficult for Scotland. They go left, Bealby to Smith. Looking for Daniel Munt on the line, but
Unfortunately, the pass was adjudged forward.
Slight let off for Scotland, you would think. Handling error by Scotland.
Yeah, Jake Seymour just dropped it cold there.
Big opportunity for England now.
It's possibly just the result that said the ball will be a little bit greasy with the rain we're having now. lapse in concentration there, probably just been exploited by Tom Jubb.
Great start to the second half for England. It's almost a reversal of how the first half started. England look a bit more up for it. Scotland a little bit just slightly off the pace so far. A couple of mistakes.
England 26.
Yeah, Scotland are in probably in a little bit of a rut at the moment. That's now 26 unanswered points to England, so I think Scotland just need to try and stem that tide a little bit and get themselves back into the game, try and play a bit of the game in England's half. But it's still, the scores are still tight, so I don't think they'll be overly concerned at the moment.
It's just started to rain a little bit heavier here, so if the stream suddenly blacks out, it's probably because there's been some water in the wires somewhere, and you should probably fear for our sanity.
Yeah, a couple of rumblings of thunder there.
Stream will go down in an electrical flame. Umbrellas getting passed left, right, and centre.
Successful Keane Smith kick. And the score now Scotland 18, England 28.
28-18. A little bit imposing for Scotland now.
No, as I say, it's not. So they just need to stem this tide a little bit. It's so that's now 28 unanswered points, and I think if Scotland can get on the board next, we've got a real fight back on our hands.
Bulger pops it right.
Big tackle there from Chris Jollins.
On England number 12, Alex Eckley.
No, I think it was on Conor McCallum. A little bit of over exuberance there from. It's a little bit of over exuberance there from Scotland, pulling the ball out in the tackle. Regis being spoken to once again by the referee.
It'll be interesting to see at what point the referee decides to take further action.
I think the referee's speaking to both captains now, just to sort of say, you boys need to calm yourselves down. Just enjoy the occasion, not spoil it.
Smith with the penalty. Got a little bit excited in the commentary box. Thought it might be coming to us, but safely onto the roof and back down again. A little bit of umbrella tennis in the crowd.
But a good tackle there from Jollins.
Taken up by Rob Branton. Job goes right to Smith.
I was just told there at half time that the reason for the bandage around the face of Niall Hall is he's had 5 stitches put in after the game on Wednesday. So showing his true Scottish warrior status there.
Bilby with a little chip through, collected by McNee. Scotland back on their own try line.
Yeah, they need to work hard to get it away from here now.
Hot and into contact. Momentarily lost, but regathered by Ensley.
Yeah, just a quick juggle with the ball.
Keep keep it interesting.
However, he's lost it getting back to his feet.
Again, you see the England players charging in, congratulating each other. A little bit of gamesmanship, we'll put it down to. There's definitely a little bit of bite in this game. The old enemies are not letting anything go.
Yeah, I think the referee's doing very well to keep a lid on it. You know, obviously we want to see 13 men on the pitch at the end, for each side at the end of the game.
Bealby left to Smith. Kicks it into contact. Jubb. Into McCallum. Burrowing for the line. Spilt in the contact.
It'll be a 20-metre restart for Scotland. Another strong defensive set there, I think.
Frustration from the fans as referee brings Pog back for the restart.
Yeah, I think Matt's tried to take a quick tap there and the referee's not been happy with it, that's all.
As we see Hall take it up. Scotland go left.
As I say, I think they need to keep using that left channel there. They've got a lot of success down that channel in the foot.
Again, just lost into the contact.
Yes, I think obviously the conditions now are not helping the handling, and that's 2 or 3 quick faults in a row from Scotland. They just need to try and keep hold of that ball.
It's those little errors though which are gonna add up in this game.
Yeah, obviously in order to score points you need the ball. Yeah, it's as simple as that. So if Scotland keep coughing it up, particularly early on in the sets, then they're going to spend a lot of time defending. Obviously, as we've discussed a number of times, the more you spend your time defending, you're gonna fatigue quicker. And
Jones goes right to Branton. England right with Smith to Bealby. Out the back to Bulger. Great tackle on Matthew Crimes. Lee reduced, scoops.
yeah, I think Lee targeted Craig Robertson there. As we saw in the first half, they weren't best of friends. And
Robertson comes out best.
yeah, he's forced a knock on there.
That'll buoy Scotland up.
Yeah, they appear to have settled defensively. They just need to now make sure they're keeping hold of the ball.
Well, we've got breaking play here, just a quick score reminder. Scotland 18, England 28.
So a big attacking set from Scotland now. Got to complete the set, get some field position, try and pin England back, and then can try and work their way back into this game again.
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously first things first, they just need to make sure they keep the ball for the set and get to the kick. And go back to basics. Showing what a global game rugby league is. We've got Bill Vlogs watching the game over in Senegal.
Scotland play it left now. Rain starting to fall a little bit heavier again. As Hogg kicks it long.
Right, straight down the throat of Bulger. But a strong chase there.
He reduced. Scoops and goes. Meets on a number of on-rushing Scotland defenders.
Yeah, it's good defence there from Jordan Duncan.
Errol Carter. Job looks left.
Callum slips just before the contact, which allowed Honan to complete that tackle.
Granton being drive backward by Scotland now.
Yeah, strong defence there from Jake Seymour and Dan May. Good pressure as well from Dan May on the kicker.
Smith with the kick. Scotland back in the corner.
A few calls of 40-20 there from the England players, but it's not to be the case.
So 20 minutes left. Scotland needing 2 tries to get themselves back in the lead.
Yeah, I think
What's it keys for Scotland?
I think they've shown they're capable of scoring tries. I think they just need this half to focus on holding the ball. Conatello's back on the field there. He'll give them some good go forward. But I say they've shown they are capable of scoring it. They now appear to have extend that English tide, and the game has tightened up now.
Taken up by Conatello. Scotland go right. Hogg kicks it long straight to Bulger. Into contact. Carter scoops.
Yeah, England have now brought their 2 starting props back on the field.
Lee reduced again into contact.
Big Danny Gover is back on the pitch with Andrew Joy.
He's not the most popular player for Scotland at the moment.
No, he seems to be at the centre of everything. I think he probably just needs to be careful. There's only so many times the referee's going to speak to him.
Bealby kicks back to Scotland, just outside their own 10. Step from Scotland. Taken up by Josh Honan.
He's had a good competition as Josh, shown very much what he's capable of. It's going to go. Mistake there from Hogg. He's just kicked the ball straight into touch, which means England are going to get the ball back on Scotland's 40. Just a little bit. I think it's probably just put under a little bit of pressure there, but from the England defender. as beautiful as he is, I'm not sure we really wish to see Ollie's face quite so close up.
We're just trying to change the brightness on the camera. England through Andrew Joy. They go left. Jump.
A big space there at the back of the ruck.
Goes left. Handling error.
Oh, it's just a loose pass. Errol Carter's picked that up.
Smith there. Goes right to Jones.
A silly penalty there conceded by Alex Williams. He's just picked the England number 11 Jacob Jones's legs up. It lifted him over the horizontal, which means that Scotland have conceded a penalty there on the 4th or 5th tackle, which is it's criminal at this stage of the game.
Brought out by Daniel Glover. Big defensive set for Scotland, not wanting to concede. Sean Croston, no way through. Played right, Smith. Joy in short.
Yeah, good defensive tackle there from Charlie Emsley.
PLB looks for the offload, lost forward. Scotland ball.
I think at the moment the next try in the game is going to be crucial. See, England are only 2 tries ahead currently, and if Scotland get back in the game with a converted try, then they could push on and win the game. But I think if England were to get the next try, then they could get their tails up and potentially run on and score another couple of tries.
Just feel that Scotland haven't had enough of the ball in the second half.
No, they've made too many mistakes, and although they're sort of getting themselves back into the game now, that when they've had the ball, it's been within their own half of the field. They've certainly not had a lot of ball in the England half.
Scotland through Hutton. Ball goes right. Looks like it's going out on the full. Again, another mistake from Scotland.
Yeah, it's frustrating for Scotland. It's just a momentary lapse in concentration. Plus a little bit of pressure from the England defence on the kicker.
Clock just starting to tick down now. Still 15 minutes or so to go. We saw in the last game how quickly play can go from one end to the pitch to another. So not too much stress for Scotland yet, but they're going to have to start getting the ball back in their own hands. Jacob Jones. England play it right with cover. Jubb. Mrs. Joy goes to Smith, back to Bealby, to Bulger.
Bulger well wrapped up there by Matt Hogg.
Crimes and Regis were wanting it on that right-hand edge. I think they still do. They go with Bealby to Crimes.
Yeah,
Looking for Regis and missed.
good pressure from Scotland there.
Scotland go right.
And lose the ball again in the first tackle. You see how much that means to the English players.
This is really frustrating for Scotland. They just can't put together enough completed, like, accurate sets at the moment. They can't put the plays together.
No, this is, with ball in hand, this is very similar, I think, to the second half performance against Ireland. They're making a lot of mistakes, probably only completing 2 or 3 tackles, but the flip side of that,
Bulger looking for Karsh on the left edge.
but he's throwing it in the touch. Again, a bit of a let off there for Scotland. England had numbers. It was just the last pass that let England down. But not
For Scotland.
certainly defensively, Scotland have been fairly solid this second half. They've had to do a lot of defence, and they've had to do a lot of defence in their own half. So I think they'll be pleased from a defensive perspective, but they just need to now try and keep hold of the ball and exert a bit of pressure on the English.
Scotland go left. Take it up with Hutton. McNee now runs into a duo with Crimes and Bealby. They go right. Hall.
He's not a big lad, isn't Fraser McNee, but he certainly runs hard. He certainly runs direct.
Get out of the way!
Hogg. Spilled by Bulger. Surely it's gone forwards.
Probably a penalty there.
And it is. Is that the moment for Scotland? A little change of momentum, perhaps. Scotland should
Yeah,
feel hot from
hopefully.
this.
I think Matt again was potentially looking at taking a quick tap, but the referee's just slowed him down again. Interesting, he chose not to kick to touch there.
Bring it up with Terrell. Hernan now. He's come over from Australia just for this.
Yeah, that shows his commitment. Although another mistake there, I think that was actually given by the touch judge. Yeah, I think Josh has just lost control of the ball there as he's gone to play it.
Scrum for England. Just inside their own 20. Hall with the tackle Jub goes right to Crimes.
Yeah, strong defence there from Scotland. Again, McNee.
England now. Jub goes right. With Eckley. Errol Carter wants it over the left here. Bealby kicks it forwards. Safely collected.
Yeah, straight down the throat of Johnny Hudson there. He's got a bit of space to run into.
Which he does. Scotland now. Not scored since the 15th minute. Needing 2 tries to get themselves back in front in this game.
Strong carry from Jake Seymour. Jake, one of the Leeds Beckett contingent that we've mentioned in the competition.
Scotland go left with Hogg. Take it into contact. Big tackle from England.
I'm not sure exactly what's gone on there. There was potentially some. There must have been something said in the tackle that Scotland captain Matt Hoggs reacted to, and the referee's taken the decision to sin bin him.
So that's the end of Hogg's involvement. 72 minutes on the clock on our.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've got to assume so. I obviously don't know what's gone on there, but there was obviously something said in the tackle, and the referee's sin binned it, which seemed a little harsh for the push. There's been a lot more niggly stuff in the game than that, and he's let go on.
He's a big player for Scotland. So
Yeah,
loss losing him
he's the go-to man, certainly in terms of kicking. We've already seen his goal kicking ability. So he's going to be a big loss.
Bealby plays out the back to Smith.
But you know, it's
Taken up by Jones.
Scotland's task of winning the game was already fairly difficult with at this stage needing to score 2 tries, and a man down it's going to be made far more difficult. But at the same time, it's often the case we see when teams are a man down, it often galvanises them, and we see that they come out and teams often play better a man down.
Niall Hall. Scotland edging up from the try line. Scotland come right. Gathered up.
You need a big chase now.
He gets through the Scottish line.
Yeah, he seemed to hesitate there as well once he got through, but a good cover tackle from Johnny Hutton and Jack McMillan.
Errol Carter now. England. Jubb goes left to Jones. Smith to Bealby. Looking for Bulger on the outside, who crosses for his hat-trick.
Yeah, it was a simple numbers thing there. England had, I think, two players over. They've just taken advantage. As I said, they've just taken advantage of it.
Surely that's game over for Scotland now. makes it very, very difficult. Will be 3 scores behind with not long left on the clock and a man down as well.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly don't want to say that they're certainly not going to throw in the towel, and I certainly don't want to say it's game over just yet. But as you say, they're 3 tries down and a man down with 5 minutes to play, so it's certainly very much an uphill battle now.
Smith again on the kicking duties. He's had 3 from 5 today. Apologies if you heard any of the language being shouted at from the England players. Just geeing themselves up for these last 5 minutes or so. Conversion missed. Score remains England 32, Scotland 18.
The score is still
Not long left
Scotland
for
18,
Scotland.
England 32.
So from this kick-off, Scotland kick it long and pressure, or
I think
try and challenge for the ball.
they're probably going to look to stick it fairly short and challenge for the ball, I would have thought. But what would I know?
Alex Carter having no luck in that contact area. Great strength from Alex Williams.
Perhaps again, you know, they're looking to force the error.
Frustration again coming out from Scotland, number 13, Jordan Duncan.
That's a very, very popular decision with the partisan Scottish crowd, and I think, as I feel I've perhaps mentioned his name with regards to the referee speaking to players more than any other player, I think it was only perhaps a matter of time.
Ball taken right by Scotland. Macmillan seems to be lost in the tackle.
The touchers saw the ball was ripped out there. Let's just hope that tempers don't boil over and spoil what's been a really tough and entertaining game so far.
Out the back, opportunity for Scotland perhaps. Taken in by Luke Walters. May's got Robertson to his left. They're looking for Robertson. Can be dangerous from this distance. And I
think it's a knock on there in the corner by Robertson.
He showed his danger though from that distance. Really hard man to stop, but just lost it in that contact.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be disappointed by that. I think it's a tap on the 20. No, it's a scrum on the 10. I thought it was he's knocked it on in the act of scoring, but he's not. He's obviously knocked it on short of the line. entering the final stages of the game now. So I think again from a neutral's perspective, it's probably been a really entertaining game. I wouldn't quite go as far as saying a game of two halves, but Scotland dominated the open exchanges and England have been fairly dominant since. The second half, however, I suppose it's been a little bit more even than the first. But as I say, I think England have probably deserved the victory overall.
England just showing the more experience of the two sides, just in controlling the game and kind of absorbing those early 20 minutes of pressure and then making the most of the game from then.
Yeah, I mean, I think what it probably shows is the good preparation that England have had. As we've mentioned, they played in the President's Cups. They've had a good number of games in the lead up to this, so they've had good preparation. And as I say, it's probably that stood them in good stead for this competition.
And from a Scotland point of view, what changed after those opening 15 minutes?
I don't know, I think England probably just started to get a foothold in the game, and they took over. The arm wrestle was still on, and they took over. Like I said, the second half has been a lot more even. The first half was very much a tale of 20 minutes, shall we say? But the second half has been a lot more even, and see England's number 24, Andrew Joy, just going off, just picking up an injury there in the closing stages.
Smith. Connected by McNee.
Good footwork from McNee there.
Fantastic footwork. Charlie Emsley.
The referee's looked at his watch a couple of times now, I think.
Scotland go right.
Hospital pass there. Not certainly the number 6 is, because he's Alex Smith.
Scotland going left. Chip comes in. Matthew Crimes.
If
now
Crimes
through.
gets a bit of space, he's got some gas.
He goes round Johnny Hutton. Got to run in for the line. Just Scotland's Callum Fletcher chasing, and Crimes goes over in the corner. That's his 5th try of the tournament. He scored a hat-trick against Ireland on Wednesday. He's been quiet this game, but he showed his pace and his quality.
Yeah, he's had it, like you say, he's been a little bit quiet maybe this game compared to the previous two, but he showed all his experience there.
Scored by number 14, Matthew Crimes, and score is Scotland 18, England 26.
I think if we weren't certain of the result before that try, then we certainly are now.
Does the scoreboard perhaps not quite reflect the game, or would you say it's a relatively fair reflection of how Scotland were perhaps dominant for the first quarter or so, and then England came back and have been pretty dominant from there?
Score correction. It's Scotland 18, England 36.
I think it's overall it's probably a fair reflection.
And that's it. England are crowned champions for the 13th time. Their stranglehold on this competition continues as they have held the trophy since 2014. Scotland put up a pretty valiant fight for the first 20 minutes, but England's just.
It's probably. I think it's probably England's experience and the preparation coming into the competition has given them the edge in this. I think England certainly know they've been in a battle today. I think there'll be a lot of sore bodies tomorrow, but I think both teams can probably walk away from the game reasonably happy with the way they've performed.
Was that an example of what Scotland could do in that first 20 minutes? Something that perhaps they're not being quite as consistent as they could have been in this competition. Of course, they were 18 points up against Ireland as well in the first game.
Yeah, I think Scotland have shown at times flashes of what they're capable of. They've got a number of new faces in the squad this year. They've got a number of lads who are still qualified to represent the under-19s, and they'll take a lot out of this. Certainly going forward to, firstly on the 13th of July in Livingston against Ireland, but secondly going forward towards the Euros next September in Italy. It's a lot for them to build on, and I think before the game England will have been comfortable favourites, and obviously they're going to be delighted to be lifting the trophy, like you say, once again, 13th time.
That leads us swiftly on to what's going to happen next on this live stream as we have the trophy presentation. I think we're going to leave our commentary position, but we'll carry sound from the trophy presentation, which is going to take place on the pitch in 5 minutes or so.
Yeah, I think the trophy is going to be presented by Pat Crawshaw, who is chair of University's Rugby League.
Barry, just before we go, thank you very much again for joining us, and thank you everyone at home for tuning in to this live feed over the last week or so.
Cheers, George, thanks a lot, and I hope everybody enjoyed it.
Any more shout-outs?
No, I don't want to upset anybody.
Thanks very much, and enjoy the trophy presentation.
Okay, looks as if we're just about ready for the trophy presentation. And presenting the trophy to the winning captain of England is Keith Hall from Scotland Rugby League. Would like to step up to the trophy, chaps? So on behalf of Scotland Rugby League, hopefully you have all enjoyed yourself this week. All that remains to say is let's all have a safe journey home.